Blue Jay fans have had enough. And frankly, we've had enough of this current squad. They can't hit. They can't win ball games. This is 5 losses in a row. And Blue Jay fans are just starting to get plain fed up. So we'll break that down and much more in this episode of Jay's Dive. What's up, Jays fans? I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, alongside host Nick Gosse. Another loss for the Toronto Blue Jays. That's 5 in a row, and it was kind of expected. They're facing a great Dodgers. Let's put it quite frankly. I mean, they're one of the best teams in baseball, if not the best team in baseball. And the difference between them and the Blue Jays is that they got 3 guys at the top of the lineup that are going to be MVP candidates. I don't know if the Blue Jays have a single guy that's even going to get in the top 10 of MVP voting in the American League. That's the big difference. They have superstars up and down that lineup. They're getting contributions from everyone 1 through 9. And it showed again today. It was a thrashing in yesterday's ball game, a little bit closer today. But again, the difference, a lot of strikeouts for the Jays, not a lot of balls in play, and not many hits, quite frankly. And they were coming up against Tyler Glasnow, who is one of the best pitchers in baseball. So guess we'll give him a pass. But pretty much any pitcher that is major league caliber has made the Jays look like that this season. So, Nick, it's very concerning. We've been voicing our concerns over the past few videos, over the last live stream that we did, and they've hit rock bottom so far this season. Can it get worse? Yes, it can absolutely get worse because they can keep losing and they can keep not hitting. And right now, that's what it's looking like what's going to happen here. They're not picking up results. They're not playing good baseball. And it is not enjoyable to watch in the slightest.
Yeah, the team is, you said it, it's the worst point of the season for them. 5 losses in a row. It all kind of started with that Vladdy era in a game they should have beat Kansas City. And now one of the best teams in the MLB, the Dodgers, it took another loss. Let's just get right into it. Hit the subscribe button as well if you're enjoying the content. But Peter, let's just break down this game a little bit. And we're also going to break down some ridiculous stats that are not good with the Toronto Blue Jays. You look at the offense here today, they mustered up a ton of hits. As you can see, they got 3 hits throughout the entire game. That's 7 hits now in the series. And it all kind of culminated at the end there. People were saying George Springer should have pinch hit for Isaiah Conner for left. Whatever you want to decide what order the pinch hit. That doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, they cannot score runs. There's a handful of hitters who have played okay. Davis Schneider being one of them. Justin Turner throughout the season I'm talking about. And Davis, obviously Kevin Biggio's been okay as well. Danny Jansen. But Peter, Bo Bichette and Vladdy, both starting to turn the corner a little bit, even though the results aren't there as much. His at-bats are getting better at the very least. He's still nowhere near where they need to be. But it is not looking good for the Toronto Blue Jays. No. And you look at the pitching, Kikuchi, Again, it was still 4 earned runs, but he pitched and he looked decent. Without that Varsho error in the first, he's probably sitting 6 innings, 3 earned runs. And even if the Jays would have challenged that throw from Madison Berger, there's a chance he maybe only 2 earned runs. So he pitched fine. The pitchers were fine. The bullpen was pretty much lights out. But again, the story of the whole season is the offense, and that's not going to change until they either call up Elvis Martinez and make a bunch of crazy changes. But I don't even know if that will fix it. They were just talking about it in the broadcast. Yeah. It starts from the top, and if they don't fix it soon, we're going to end up 5th in the AL East by the time the season is, by the time next week comes.
Well, yeah, Nick, and like last year when the Blue Jays brought up Davis Schneider, he was a breath of fresh air, but ultimately you didn't save the Blue Jays season because he's not an elite player in Major League Baseball. He's good, and I think he's been one of the best players on the Jays this year.
Definitely.
But even though he added a bit of jolt to that lineup, it wasn't enough. What you need is a superstar level hitter, and the Jays just don't have that. And Bo, I don't think he's turning the corner. He struck out on that pitch that was like 10 inches off the plate later in the game. And I mean, they just don't look good. Vladdy hit that ringing double. You're thinking, all right, here we go. Maybe he can figure something out here. And then what does he do? He strikes out in his next 2 at-bats. So it's like just so frustrating. And for the Blue Jays to win a game, it doesn't matter who they play. They have to play perfect defensively, and they have to pitch perfectly. Yusei Kikuchi didn't have his best stuff today, and he was coming up against a lineup that has multiple MVPs in it, that has fantastic players 1 through 9, and he battled. He got through 6 innings somehow, even though it was looking real rough to start out his outing. But he battled, and he gave you a chance to win that game. It wasn't out of hand like it was last night with Chris Bassett. Yusei gave you a chance to win tonight, and it just no resistance. And Nick, let's just show that stat, that because This is the most mind-boggling thing. Blue Jays are 0-35 since the 2023 All-Star break when trailing by 3 or more runs. And this is the kicker right here. They are the MLB's only winless team in that span.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. So what we've been saying in the past few weeks here is that when they go down by 3 or 4 runs, the game is over, and it feels that way at least. But we didn't know that this stat was actually true, and we were right. We were actually right about that because maybe we were being dramatic, saying, "Oh, they go down 2 runs and they have no chance." But it's true. It's not an over exaggeration. These are the facts that this Blue Jay team faces, and they're not able to shake it for whatever reason because they have talented players in their lineup. They have guys with a track record in Major League Baseball, but still, for whatever reason, they can't bring across runs and they can't contribute offensively. And that's very worrisome. And I don't think it's going to change because this is not a problem that has been persisting for the first 30 games of the season. This has been a problem that dates back to last year, and they've yet to fix it. So is it ever going to fix itself? Not so sure anymore.
Yeah, it's going to take a big run over the next few weeks for them to fix that. But yeah, that stat is one of the wilder ones we've seen, and it's one that exactly it really captures what every Jays fan has been feeling the entire year. And there's also this on the more recent, I guess, stat here. They scored 9 runs in their last 5 games total. All losses. They're now 13-15, and they fall down even further in the AL East standings. And Peter, I took a screenshot of this. This is the Blue Jays before tonight's game, kind of their stats, an overview of their stats. And I've been using this a few times. You've seen it as well. Like, you look at the batting stats, and there's a lot of red there. 20, like, all their hits, they're 21st. Home runs, 22nd. On base percentage, 16th. And there's not much silver lining here besides the fact that they walk a lot. That's about it, and they haven't been striking out much. But none of this really matters when your best players, Vladdy, Bo, in theory at least, are hitting sub 250, which is wild. And everyone is talking about Vladdy. It's really, I don't know what to do with. I don't really know where to go from here at this point. The only hope is that they come back and fix it, and they fix it soon. That's the only hope. I know Jays fans have had enough. I'll be at the game on Monday, and hopefully I'll be able to turn their luck around and get them back going, because right now we're 5th in the AL East pending a Rays loss or win today.
Yeah, well, if they manage to pick up a win or two when you're in the building, we got to have a sit down with Ben Rogers of Digest Media and get you in the building a little bit more often. Maybe you're the good luck charm there, Nick. But this is very worrisome, and I guess the silver lining that you could take out of it, the only silver lining, is that Dalton Varsho has been really good, and he's been the best player on this Blue Jay team pretty much all season long, apart from Jose Barrios. And I'd even put Jimmy Garcia in that mix as well. But Dalton Varsho has been the best offensive weapon on the Blue Jays this year. And yeah, Justin Turner too. He's hit a bit of a cold patch here, but still, yeah, he's been as good as advertised, if not even better, in Justin Turner. So there are some bright spots in the lineup, but the guys that are getting paid big time money. I mean, Bo is making close to $20 million. Same thing with Vladdy. George Springer is making $25 million. And you're not getting much out of those guys. The Jays have, I believe, the 7th highest payroll in Major League Baseball. It's not really providing anything much more than just a number in the money column. Like, they're not providing results for the Jays, and that's what's really worrisome. So they got to turn something around here.
And hopefully they do it very, very fast. But that'll wrap it up. If you want to check out a video from yesterday, click on your screen now and let us know in the comments if you're as fed up as most of us are. Thank you guys for watching. See you tomorrow.